Hi FlossTube, it's Jen from Delicious Threads. Today is Sunday, May 3rd, and that means two things. One, Stitch Mania is officially on, and two, I did not jinx myself in my last video. Normally when I say in a video that I'm hoping to record again soon, I take months to record again, but it's only been a week and I'm back, so that means no jinx. Before I get to the stitching and the Maynia plans, I just want to mention a couple things. One, I gave you guys a sneak peek at some Disney Villain stamp needle minders I was planning to release, and those are officially in the shop, so go check it out. The other thing I wanted to mention was, in my last video, I talked a bit about a collaboration I did with Ryan of Wild Violet Cross Stitch, and then later in my video, I showed you a piece that came out of a collaboration with someone else, and I just completely had a brain fart and did not mention that collaboration, and I think it was a really important one and I wanted to share. So, the thing I showed you was my Winterberry Snowflake thread keep, and there's actually a matching needle minder that goes with it, and these were born out of a collaboration with Michelle Bendy Stitchy. We kind of brainstormed a little bit together based on her snowbird pattern, and from that pattern I took inspiration from the berries on the branch where the bird is sitting and created thread keep and a needle minder and a project bag to go with it. And so the fabrics of the project bag have the winter berries. The accent fabric on the top is a little bit shimmery, kind of like snow would be, and I hand dyed the lace trim. The bag set also came with the printed pattern for Snowbird and all of the threads to stitch it. And this was an exclusive bag set. I only made 12 of them and they sold out pretty quickly. I am hoping to do some more collaborations in the future, so keep an eye out for the next few months because you might see another one. That was just a really fun collaboration and I'm excited to do more. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. All right, stitching. So I showed you a bunch of projects last week. I only stitched one this past week, and actually I don't even think I stitched it until May 1st. So this was kind of my beginning of Mania focus. So I mentioned in my last video that I'm doing Stitch Sania, and if you don't know what that is, there are a few people that are doing it, and you can do it however you like. I liked the way that Stephanie of Lindy Stitches kind of described it. It was that you work on a whip or kind of have a focus project during the week, and then on the weekend you give yourself a new start if you've made enough progress. So I'm kind of going with that, but I'm starting with a new start. So Friday, which was May 1st, and yesterday, I stitched on Light by Barbara Anna Designs. This is a free chart. This is what it'll look like finished. And this is what it looked like last week when I showed it to you. And this is where I'm at now. So I finished up the little village. I did a little more of the green area at the top, and I've been working on the dress. So I have the bottom trim, and I've been working on the snowflakes. And my goal is to kind of finish up the snowflakes so that then it'll just be filling in the brown around it for this beast of a dress. Really enjoying this project. I'm going to have a different focus whip for next week, but this one might come out a little bit too because I don't want to put it down for weeks until Stitch Mania is over. I just finished binging Ozark. I hadn't watched any of it before, and so I binged all 3 seasons, and I'm totally caught up now. Before that, I had binged Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and Dollface, and Tiger King, but now I'm in a place where I don't know what show to watch next. So if you have a good bingeable show suggestion, put it in a comment down below because I need to find something else to watch, especially when I get to all the fill-in of this dress. That's going to be perfect for stitching while I'm binging a show. So give me suggestions. That's the only project I worked on last week. next week I am going to be working on a project I showed you. I'm going to be working on all the powers of hell, and this is what it will look like finished. And this is where I'm at. I didn't stitch on anything since last week, so it looks exactly the same. This is on linen I dyed myself, and I'm using the call for colors. I had asked in my last video if you thought I should pull out this regular DMC and swap in DMC Etoile so that it would be sparkly. And everyone that commented about it said, yes, please, all the sparkles. So my first task for tomorrow is going to be pulling out these green stitches. Luckily, I don't have that many. And then I'm going to be stitching all the green in the Etoile. Hopefully I can make decent progress on that one next week. But again, light might come out too, so hopefully they get enough attention. It is the weekend, so I'm giving myself my first Stitch Mania start. I haven't pulled all of my starts, so I'm only going to show you the one that I'm starting today. I have projects I want to start, but I am still working on figuring out which fabrics and threads I want to use. I may end up dyeing some fabric for a couple of them, so I want to see how that's all going to work out before I show you those starts. But today's start is ready to go. Today I am starting Terrarium Full of Fireflies by Wild Violet Cross Stitch, and this is what it will look like finished. And this is the fabric that I picked out for it. This is 36 count Mystic by Picture This Plus. This is the other half of the fabric that I used for Be by the Moon, which is also by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. So they're gonna look really nice together. Oops. These are threads. I'm a little bit worried that this darker blue may not show up very well on this fabric. I believe that's the outside of the terrarium, so when I get to that one, I'll have to see how it looks. That actually looks pretty good, so we'll see. But I'm really excited for this one. I am starting that one today, and actually I think I'm going to start it right now. I'm going to go fire up Laser Cat so that Laser Cat can get busy working on some needle minders while I stitch some fireflies. I think it's a good plan. So I will be back next week, not jinxing myself, to show you Stitch Mania update and what I've been working on. And until then, happy stitching.